Trump plans to keep tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Before we continue this video, support channel this by subscribing and turn on the bells to get updates. Our most recent videos are definitely. The prospect of increased tariffs has caused the global economy experiencing turmoil, where consumers express concern about worsening inflation. President of the United States, Donald Trump, planned to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico started Tuesday, April 3, 2025. In addition to doubling the universal tariff of 10% imposed on earlier on imports from China, Trump intends to impose tariffs 25% for imports from Mexico and Canada, with 10% tax lower for Canada energy products like oil and electricity. That step, which seems to be related to the trade, drugs, and immigration, making Mexico and Canada responded by emphasizing the efforts they have made to solve these problems. Canada has formed a special body for the eradication of fentanyl, while Mexico has stationed 10,000 members of his National Guard troops to its border with the United States. It turns out Canada didn't stay still. Canada ready to reply. The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, says his country has invested over $1 billion Canada to enhance border security. Fentanyl crisis that they face in America, states we're also dealing with in Canada, and for months I have emphasized that less than 1% of fentanyl entering the United States are from Canada. But we know that even 1% or less than 1%, it should also be reduced, Trudeau said. Trudeau added that his side will continue to do everything necessary to avoid imposition of such tariffs from the United States. But if, on Tuesday, there is an enactment of tariffs which cannot be justified against Canada, then we will immediately respond very strongly, as Canadians expect. Trudeau said. Trump said illegal drugs, like fentanyl, smuggled into the United States at an unacceptable level, and that taxes imports would force other countries to cracking down on such smuggling. We can't let that happen. It continues to harm the United States, therefore until it stops, or completely restricted. Tariff proposals scheduled to start, valid on March 4th, on schedule, Trump wrote, adding, China will also be subject to an additional tariff of 10% on that date. Potential economic turmoil. The prospect of increased tariffs has caused the global economy experiencing turmoil, where consumers raised concerns about the hunter of inflation, while the automotive sector will probably suffer if America's two largest trading partners, the United States and Canada and Mexico, getting taxed. But Trump also sometimes takes an aggressive stance, just to give a reprieve. At the last minute, Trump previously approved suspension of tariffs against Canada and Mexico for 30 days, which was originally enacted in early February. Trump did impose a tariff of 10% against China for its role in the manufacture of chemicals used in the process of making fentanyl. And according to his messages on social media, the tax will now be doubled. Jacob Jensen analysis. Trade policy in American Action Forum. A center-right-leaning thought container. Said, tariffs by 25% against Mexico and Canada will add to the total increase in community tax. The United States bet we $120 billion to $225 billion a year. China's additional tariffs could hurt consumers by up to $25 billion. The potential for higher prices and more growth Slow can be a political blow to Trump, who in the presidential election campaign last year promised to the voters that he can quickly lower the inflation rate that surged during the Democrat presidential term. Joe Biden. But Trump also campaigned to impose extensive tariffs, which is scheduled to launch on April 2nd, by resetting rates to match the tax, which he thought other countries would wear. This is all the information I can give you this time. Don't forget, continue to support this channel by subscribing and turn the bell so to get the latest video updates from us. Thank you.